Welcome back to Wctv. This week, we'll be looking back at this year's variety show and speaking with this year's pool of talented performers. But first, we have an important public service announcement. And after all that, we'll be discussing Hunter Moss's inspiring story. We'll be back after this.
Hi, I'm Caitlin Seeley, WCTV Student Director. On behalf of myself and the rest of WCTV Season 19 staff, I'd like to apologize for the use of inappropriate language in our last broadcast. We hope we have not offended anyone. Thank you.
Distracted driving is one of the most dangerous things that you can do. Every day, around 11 teens die as a result of texting while driving, and according to a poll by AAA, 94% of teens acknowledge the dangers of texting while driving, but 35% still admitted to doing it anyways. These are just the statistics for teen drivers. In general, texting while driving causes a 400% increase of time spent with eyes off the road. 1 out of 4 car accidents are caused by texting and driving, and in 2013 alone, 3,154 people were killed in distraction-related crashes, and about 424,000 people were injured in crashes involving a distracted driver. If these facts aren't enough to convince you to end distracted driving, then maybe this message brought to you by WCTV will convince you otherwise. You may think it's not a big deal to
speed, drive drowsy,
put on makeup while driving,
or text and drive.
But it only takes once. It's not just your life, it's
their mom's, the love of his life,
their child's,
mine.
Think again. End distracted driving. Distracted driving is a huge problem and continues to be until you make the decision yourself to end it. Thanks, Caitlin, for that important message. At the very least, I hope you weren't distracted during last week's variety show. This year, we had some very talented student performers put on some good shows. This year's theme was a little song and dance. We're glad so many people showed up and that everyone involved with the show had their hard work pay off. Many students had their own individual acts and had to practice at least a few weeks in advance. It takes plenty of devotion and effort to make it into the variety show, so before the event took place, we wanted to find out how students were preparing for the upcoming concerts. Curtis, what did you find out?
Hello WCHS, it's Curtis Utin here. And with last week's variety show, I've decided to interview some of its many participants.
My name is Anna Atchison, and I am in the group choir, show choir, and Revenge of the Rash. My favorite part of the variety show is the song selection that we got. The purpose of the variety show is to have the choir perform different acts of different variety and to have fun while doing it. We have been working very hard on our music, and it's been taking a while for us to memorize, and we have many soloists. It's just going to be great.
Hello, my name is Parker. In the variety show, I am in chorus, and I'm also in an auditioned act, so I'll be doing a dance and such. I've made quite a few friends setting up and decorating for it. It's a fun way to get out there and have fun with friends and entertain people. For chorus, it's easy to prepare because we have school time, which we do in school. But for the solo stuff, I practice it at home, and then I'll do solo lessons with Mr. Witherspoon for that.
You watch me dance till I can't breathe, shaking, falling onto my knees. And now that I'm without
Thank you for the interviews and the lovely performances. I sure hope a lot of you went to this year's variety show. This has been Curtis Cheaton reporting for WCTV.
Thanks, Curtis. While there are a variety of acts in the variety show, there are also a variety of students that we like to feature on this show. This week, we'll be taking a look at Hunter Moss's inspiring story. His life is the tale of a brotherly bond. The two are inseparable and have learned so much about one another. We wanted to find out what these two have learned from each other, so we had Antonio check in on these two. Antonio, how have they been doing this year?
People ask me what it's like to have an autistic brother, and normally I'd be like, well, what's it like having your brother or sister? He's normal, and you know, it's just like having a normal brother. The only thing is, you can't really talk to him. Well, you can, but you can't really talk back, so. Hunter's always taught me to never give up, because in life he was dealt with Apert syndrome, and he didn't stop battling. And so Apert syndrome is like, he was born without the ability to talk, and when he was born, his hands and feet were webbed together, so he had difficulties walking and grabbing things. But now, as you can see, like, his hands are no longer webbed. My brotherly relationship with Hunter is different with Easton, because Easton's 3 and Hunter's 18, so a little more maturity with Hunter, and they're both my brother, so I care about both equally, and I wouldn't put the other one over the other one first. One thing I'll always remember about Hunter is his smile. Every time I see it, just brings a bunch of joy to me. My favorite memory with Hunter is the day we flew out to Philadelphia for his Make-A-Wish, seeing his smile when we rolled up to see Elmo in person.
I love my brother Cody.
So what it's like to have an autistic brother is, it's going to be a challenge, but with the right people around you, you can learn and adapt, and pretty much just got to make the most out of it.
Thanks, Antonio. One of our best points we like to hammer home is that distracted driving is a bad idea, and if you haven't caught on, you shouldn't do that. Consider this. Answering a text takes away about 5 seconds away from your attention. Traveling at 55 miles per hour, that's enough time to have traveled the length of a football field. If that fact doesn't scare you, I don't know what will. Consider this. At our school, we have one heck of a rush to leave. If you aren't paying attention to your surroundings, you will definitely end up with a large dent in your car. Then afterwards, you're probably going to have to pay for the damage yourself, which will most likely put a strain on your wallet, which is something nobody wants. We cannot nail this point in any further, but if you get behind the wheel, you need to pay attention to your surroundings at all times. Many teens die each day due to distracted driving. Your friends could fall victim to distracted driving at any moment, so we urge you to end distracted driving now. Thanks again, Caitlin. At other schools in Iowa, there are already memorials for people who fell victim to distracted driving. Thankfully, we don't have to read out any obituaries on this week's show. We hope it stays this way, so here's Kira with the details on this week.
Hello WCHS, I'm Kira Wagner and this is What's Happening. There's not a lot going on this week, so I do hope you've been keeping up with your grades, because on Tuesday, March 6th and Thursday, March 8th, there are parent-teacher conferences being held here at the high school. You can sign up for conferences in the announcements email that was sent out on February the 23rd. Later on in the week, on Saturday the 10th, there will be an state's individual speech contest, so we need to wish all of them good luck. 13 students made it to state, and 17 speeches out of 26 made it as well. So we all need to go out there and support the links. Back to you, Kyle.
Thanks, Kira. All the events going on in and around the school, we hope that you make it there safely. Whether you're driving or some other method, we hope you stay safe at all times. That's going to be it for this week's show. This will be my last show as anchor, so Kira will be taking over for the next week. Tune in next week where we'll give you ideas for what to do during spring break. This has been Kyle Ching for WCTV.